so refreshing to see not meme coins pump. Like when I look at the charts and I see not meme coins pump, I mean, meme coins can pump, that's fine too. But when I see something that has pure, obvious utility, that's amazing, and hopefully be a big part of the ecosystem going forward, or the sub ecosystem to Hedron, that puts a smile on my face. Yeah, it does. I'll bring the chart up in a minute, but let's let's kick it off with that, man. Why? Let's start with Sloth. Sloth, why is ICOSA pumping right now? Why has it been? Why is it 25 cents instead of 3?
I think your boy Sami giving it a little extra media attention has definitely helped.
A couple extra ice cubes.
Yeah, but it was pumping a little bit before he was talking about it. It kind of like in a lot of ways led the macro PulseChain pump a bit. Could be coincidence, could not, but it's been very impressive to see ICOSA pump. There are a lot of like I guess like factors around it, which why it had pumped so hard, as well as like why it's not dumping as hard right now. But I'm very happy to see that. I mean, it's been a long time. ICOSA has been a pretty tough token to be in since the launch. It's pretty much been down only for the most part up until now. It's given some over 10x returns on both chains. So that's been just absolutely incredible to see. I'm excited about it. And there's a lot of good things to look forward to in the Hedron ICOSA ecosystem. So, I always feel a little extra happy when I see Hedron or ICOSA pump.
Dude, yeah, well, definitely. For sure. I mean, so there's the HSI, version 2 stuff that Alex is working on. I remember hearing about the Rocket Pool potential fork that would use ICOSA as a insurance token. So, I mean, there's a lot of speculation on what it might be used for and what Alex might be planning for it. But ICOSA version, the original ICOSA token that pumped, from Ethereum, it was forked onto PulseChain. That and Hedron, they're supposedly being able to convert over to a version 2 whenever Alex launches whatever he has planned. So, I expect if there is a price difference between whatever new token launches and ICOSA, or ICOSA on PulseChain or Ethereum, I expect them probably to reach parity at some point. But I'm very excited with the pump and just a lot of really exciting things happening in the ecosystem right now.
So just to clarify too, are we getting interchangeable eICOSA, pICOSA, and Hex have some of that capabilities too, or is there something to do with Hex in this too, or is it just going to be the Hedron coins?
Yeah, so for the ICOSA Hedron V2 upgrades, the new versions of eICOSA, EP, Hedron, and ICOSA, they're going to have the same utility. So you can bridge it to either chain and use it just the same. So like the question of like, hey, like which one do I buy and like where do I stake it? That's kind of irrelevant because you can buy any one that you want, stake it wherever you want, bid on HSIs, or I guess the new contract HMIs on either chain with either token. And there's some pretty cool mechanics behind that we can get into a little bit later. But Alex has also hinted at some potential cross-chain utility with Hex as well. It wouldn't be like you're able to like stake your eHex over on PulseChain in the same manner that you can on Ethereum. But actually last night, Alex gave some teasers in the ICOSA Telegram chat about just kind of how it would work. And it has to do with some interesting ways in which the gas fees are calculated when you end your hex stakes. And so it looks like he's been looking into those mechanics a bit to see how he can utilize them to potentially give cross-chain utility to Hex. But it wouldn't be the same as with Hedron and ICOSA because obviously he doesn't have control over the Hex contracts. And at the end of the day, if you want to stake Hex, you have to run the contracts on the L1 that it's on, and you can only use the ERC20 native to that L1. So that's like a layer of tech that Alex just can't mess with because it's immutable code.
Yeah, that's we talked about before. If there ever is a Hex v2, would it have these type of cross-chain features that come from Hedron? But now I'm thinking, I mean, we got HSIs though. You can mess with the HSI code. Is that what you're thinking around? There could be some way to EHSIs, PHSIs, that type of thing. At least that.
Yeah. So I don't have like a full understanding of how it's going to work, obviously, because Alex hasn't given the details out on it. But some of the things that he was talking about last night were around how to save on like batching hex stakes when you're ending the stake. So apparently the way it works when hex stake is ended, and the way the math around it works, if you bundle multiple stakes within a single block, all of the stakes after the first one, where the days are calculated to calculate the payout, get a 90% gas fee discount, because a lot of the math has been done ahead of time by the first stake that was calculated. So if you have a bunch of stakes that are ending around the same time and they end within the same block, you would essentially be able to get like a near 90% discount in all of the stakes ending except for one. And so there are potential ways you might be able to utilize that to say give eHex some utility on PulseChain. Say if you stake it on PulseChain, and then you have a separate kind of contract that will match people who want to exchange Ethereum on the Ethereum network for PulseChain on the PulseChain network, where like you bridge over the eHex, and then there's like an exchange of ETH and Pulse it to a degree where like the ETH can be used to start the stakes and like end the stakes. That's a very like rudimentary way of explaining it to a degree. But like that's kind of like what I understood from the conversation last night. So there are potential ways where you're both utilizing a bridge as well as kind of hacking into the way that the hex payouts are paid out and calculated. But I'm really interested to see exactly how he plans to do that. And he's hinted on Twitter that there may be ways to give cross-chain utility to hex as well without obviously touching the base code. So I'm really interested to see how that, when we get more details on that, I'm really interested to dig into that, because it'll probably be very similar to how HSIs were like innovative tech for hex. I imagine this is going to be of a similar magnitude.
Dude, that's super exciting. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. 2024, 2023 had a bunch of stuff happen. If you're hoping price went up, you may have been disappointed for a lot of stuff, especially this ecosystem. 2024, and a lot of products launched that we love in 2023 too. But 2024, we still got Hedron V2. We got Tetra coming up. There's a bunch more stuff, the Rocket Pool Fork, maybe all that stuff too.